Before we get into this video, I just wanted to say a quick little rest in peace, Joey Jordison. Thank you for kicking ass at playing the drums, dude. Hello world of YouTube and welcome to the second list video that I was going to be making for Patron Appreciation Month. This was the new list that was decided on mostly by my patrons because it came to a draw and I had to break a tiebreaker somehow. And unlike the poll winner for tomorrow's video, this one, I just kind of looked at what I was making and felt like this video would have felt a little more different than yesterday's video. Not to say Beck and the Gorillas are the same, but they do kind of draw inspiration from each other. And I'll do the top 11 favorite Gorilla songs at another time. But I ultimately felt like going with just a slight twist to add a little more variety to the types of music content that I'll be covering this week. But it is a sequel to a video I made last year about my favorite Kendrick Lamar features. And after I finished making that video, I immediately thought, well, I went to the West, let's go to the East. But then as I kept thinking about it, I decided to take a little detour in the Midwest and take a look at easily one of my favorite rappers to come out of the Midwest in the 2010s, Danny fucking Brown. Danny Brown is such a personality behind the mic, and I really love how gritty and vivid he can get in detail. I think his punchlines hit so hard. I think he's got some good reference work, and I think generally just as a rapper, he is very talented. And he's got a fun discography. You know, I don't know if this will immediately follow with more Danny Brown-related lists, but I just wanted to show some love to a rapper that I really love, that popped in the 2010s, Danny Brown. I think he's got a really fun discography. He's got a good career arc as far as his evolution as an artist. I feel like as a listener is very satisfying to see as a listener. I don't know. He's just a really good rapper. He seems like a really nice dude, and he seems like a genuine guy, and I appreciate that. And yeah, so today we're making a list of my favorite Danny Brown features because I figured it would be fun, again, to just look at his ability to be a different type of featured artist than Kendrick Lamar and have a completely different, era of his own burgeoning, with who he collaborated with and stuff. And it's really interesting, just like his album discography, to look at his feature work. So we're going to do that. Obviously, this is my opinion. This is actually kind of a really hard list to make, but I'm really happy with it, I think. So let's go ahead and get going. So if you're wondering where the song Attack, the Rusty song with Danny Brown is, I'm not considering that a feature from Danny. I'm just considering that a Danny Brown song produced by Rusty. But it is fantastic.
Office rocker, he's office rocker. Please, Mr. Officer, I only had some vodka, little marijuana, just a few.
Now, the bottom spot on this list was incredibly hard to make, which I don't remember having with the Kendrick Lamar list. Not to say that Kendrick doesn't have the same level of consistency and features, but when it comes to talking about Danny Brown and his features, man, there was some that I really wanted to keep on, but he's just too great. He's too great. You know, I wanted to put the ICP feature on here so bad because, man, him just repping Detroit in every facet is great. And I love seeing him just goof off with ICP. Had to cut it. Had to cut his submission feature, the Gorilla song. I really like that feature. I think, again, his flow is playful in a pop sort of way. It's a very catchy feature as far as his word choice, his rhyme scheme. It's great. But I just had to cut it. It gutted me to cut it, but I did it anyway. And on the bottom, we got something of a similar beast that also sees some rapping with another one of my favorite rappers, so it's kind of hard to not put it on here. Frankie Sinatra, the Avalanches cut off of a record that was solid. This definitely felt like a highlight to me personally. It's got a really fun hook, but Danny's feature, he has almost a two-verse style feature, and it's great. And it has this sort of, again, playful feel. It's a little goofy as well, at least the beat that he put him under. It's got a goofy feel, but it's just Danny rapping about smoking weed and doing what he normally does on a verse, which is just pen some really good bars. Like when he does the whole cop questioning the where your registration, OG license, because of that interior, your bitch wanna ride it, plate red, bullcat, dick got low jack. What the fuck? He's just chopping it up in a really good way. He's got Willy Wonka references. He references himself almost as the modern day Sammy Davis Jr. And it's great. I really like Danny's feature on here. I think it's got some good bars. And again, the beat that it's under it's got this twist to it that I think adds to the liveliness within Danny's performance. I really appreciate how he melds over the beat here. And plus, again, it's a song with the almighty Metal Face. Rest in peace.
Blade on me, homie, mask on like Shinobi. Ball so hard, got an MVP trophy. Smoke so much kush up.
So if I don't feature ICP, I do gotta feature some sort of Detroit love, and Danny Brown does love Detroit. Black and Brown is an incredible track from two Detroit rappers. Black Milk kills this track. The beat is super lush and nice, and Danny's verse is a great showcasing of his reference game, with some grittiness thrown in there. I mean, he opens the verse with sitting on some Kobe's, smoking on a stogie, throws in a Beverly Hills Cop reference, a banana in her tailpipe on Maker Axel Foley, with some sick video game references in there as well, which is something Danny does a lot in his verses, with Blade on me, homie, mask on like Shinobi, with a couple bars down going thick white bitch, slurpa like Kirby, before getting real gritty, real filthy, in a great way. It's a great feature and showcases Danny's grit, or at least his like rawness, in a great way, which isn't the only time it's going to crop up on this list. But I think that he worked really well with Black Milk on here. I think he goes really well on the instrumental, and I enjoy the two of them together. You know, I think that they're really talented dudes, and they did stuff together. But like, this was easily a great highlight for sure.
Style, my patterns are orgasm. Your floor checkerboard, my lecture is lecture. Your texture is pocket protector.
So I used to champion this as my favorite verse feature on the record, if not at least the track itself. As time has gone on, that's not necessarily the case. I do still love this feature a lot, and I would say he kills the beat drop. You know, because he could have easily gotten in the cut. And that's kind of what I really appreciated, especially upon hearing this record the first time, because especially showcasing on a feature that's higher up on the list, he could get in the cut, and he can flow pretty smoothly in a rapid fashion. But I like how he just comes in here with these rappers' nutrition. I'm shitting on their writtens while I'm pissing on their freestyles. Dude, that is harsh, but fucking a great punch. The word spinning and writing on my lecture is lector. Your texture is pocket protector. With techniques, I tech up your sector. Inspector, gadget with the ratchet. Dude, aces flow, aces rhyme schemes. Closing it out with that Ric Flair name drop. That's a good moment. It's a great feature, and again, I like how he comes in after that beat drops. I think it hits really effectively. And it shows Danny's braggadocious side with his well-written side with some reference play. It's got all the components of a quality Danny Brown verse over this nice, smooth breakdown. And I really appreciate it.
My legacy is shining like a diamond on a tanning bed. Climbing on your niggas, put the iron to your head. Instead, your niggas trying to get ahead.
I already made a whole video ranking the features on this song in particular in a tier style. So I don't really know if I have much else to say about this particular verse, but if you want to see that video, I highly recommend you do so. But this has everything thematically that ties with the song, paired well with Danny's brand of excess that he rapped about a lot, especially in his earlier career. I dig this verse a lot in as far as what it does, again, thematically. He's got really good imagery in there, like I said. Instead, you trying to get ahead, like a straight bullet, you misled, I'm about my bread, you ain't, you can roll. Like, that's just really tight. Like I said in that video, when I did a remix of this song myself, his feature actually inspired a lot of mine. It's not exactly the same, but like as far as how he tackled the instrumental, it was a big inspiration to me. I like this song, I like this feature. I got nothing else. I got lots of places where I've talked about this on the internet.
Got a tongue flat like the Maya Masharona. Got a drip like that lemonade Corona. Bankroll.
Take everything I said about that Oh Hell No feature and make it the first verse on the record, on the track. Cause he opens this shit with flow so pneumonia, you bitch want my bona. I take her around the corner, then gave that hoe a bonus. Bitches want a bonus, we ain't cubic zircona, but I will never own them, so to me them bitches loners. before he has a flow switch up, it's dazzling. It's just really intoxicating as far as like how he writes his bars here. References, he does a Britney reference in the song that samples Britney. Kind of feels pretty apt. And given the royalty project by Childish Gambino isn't really talked about much, I figured I'd give it a little showcase, because it's a weird fucking mixtape that nobody fucking talks about. But it's got Danny Brown in a song that samples Britney Spears, and it's great, and it's Danny rapping about everything he loves to rap about in a great fashion. You're going to hear a lot of that, but Danny excels in what he does, and he just has fun ways of presenting it.
I'm high like Michael Jackson, panty loafers, moonwalking on the sun, barefoot with shades on. Bitch pussy smell like the penguin.
Hey, speaking of another song that I've talked about a couple times on the internet, One Train is a song that I could easily do another tier list on. If you'd be interested in that, let me know in the comments down below. But One Train sees Danny hopping in with a lot of dudes that were getting a lot of buzz at the time over a Hit Boy beat and doing his thing. Part of me thought I wouldn't put this high in the ranking, but after respinning it, I was like, no, this shit is cool. The spin of Antsy, Cause I'm High Like Michael Jackson, Penny Loafers, Moonwalking on the Sun, Barefoot with Shades On, Bitch Pussy Smell Like a Penguin. What? But no, this verse has some really good imagery, really great rhyme schemes, and also this verse has a line that I feel like just embodies a lot of what I think is good in a good Danny Brown feature. You know, lawless, obnoxious, on that suck my cock shit, that is my synopsis, ostrich is posh pit, hose on some goth shit, stop it, you not this, novice, regardless, heartless, and awkward. Like, the dude's word spinning is magical on this track, and he proves to be easily one of the best on the track. Again, I might do a tier time on this song, because it sounds like a fun idea.
Where to begin? A veteran with medicine pen. Let them all in. Treat them like they next to my kin. Checking your chin. Way before the...
I'm glad Danny's still dropping dope features in 2021, because BUZZCUT slaps. The beat is wonky, and Danny fits it like a fucking glove. He comes in the middle of the beat switch with Live from the Gutter, Blood Like Red Paint Spills, before drop dunking on incels. And again, that insane flow switch up of you normies ain't a part of the script, dox your house with Crips, pop shit, now you got content constant. Where to begin? A veteran with medicine pen? Like, bro, how did you make that work so effortlessly? That was insane. I really like Danny's feature on this, and I think it's great to see him still rapping in a very insane way in 2021. I love that he's still thriving in his own way, and he's killing it. Danny Brown is still killing it, and it's great to see. This was an example of a track that I said Danny has a bit of a speedier flow and still fits in the cut so incredibly well. Him and Freddie Gibbs, one, have incredible chemistry in the song. I'd honestly love to see them work more together, and like even if they just did like a remake of this, like as a reflection of this track, would be insane. I think they would both thrive on it, and they both match this beat well. Danny spends a lot of his verse spinning his lifestyle living in the Midwest, and also just living in that excess in the Midwest, and it's a bonkers like feature. I think his flow is great, and again, even still retaining that ability to craft really good rhymes and just punchlines amidst that is great to see. You know, he paints a really good picture on this track, and again, they work really well together on this song.
Way back, I used to front like I was down one. Cut and settle down, cut and find a girl to hold down. Used to get my...
This step remix kills, because it has all three rappers presenting really different styles and vibes and perspectives in a similar vein. But I really like Danny's because this feels like such a juxtaposition from a lot of the aspects that he had ever rapped about before. You know, he'd rapped about sex and lust and excess and getting wrapped up in the lifestyle, and I like that on this song he kind of confronts it in a different way. He kind of matches the emotional resonance of the original song, in fact, in a really strong way. I like how he comes in with the flow that the song has, and I feel like he morphs it into his own type of verse about excess in an introspective sort of way, masterfully. He talks about his issues with sustaining a relationship in a really meaningful way. You know, talking about he can get wrapped up in jealousy and all that sort of stuff, and it's a really tough thing for him. And it's a great track. It's a great track for that. I also really like Heems and Despot on here, and I think that they both, again, present their own really good vibes that match their personalities. But I like that Danny hopped on this, and I like how it came together for him.
Motherfucking hybrid. Tell Miley Cyrus text me. Wanna highlight you when right. I'm trying to get them right.
Another just all-star track. You got Busdriver and Aesop Rock coming together, and Danny Brown just spicing up the mix. This track pops off. It's a great song that I think the three of them radiate this really good energy, and when Danny Brown comes in, he kills it. Like, he has such a great verse on this song. Again, I feel like, he summarizes an aspect of his features that I really love. With the bars hit so hard, you ricochet off the planet, and then you get that sound effect. Great touch. He's got other stuff that he spins into a lot of his features, where he mentions the Hybrid, his debut album. He throws in a Miley Cyrus reference, whether it's drugs or otherwise. He pulls out a great video game reference of Parts Don't Start, Take Heart Like Kano, before spinning it into Remember When I Told You, Drink All the Drano. Wah! Great stuff. He throws in Mandy Fresh and Megadeth references back to back, before throwing in a 3-combo Prodigy line of I'm the fire starter, Prodigy, invent the art, smack my bitch up. Like, great verse. Danny killed it. Easily one of his best. And it's also just a really good 3-piece that I included on my Patreon playlist this month, because it's such a good track.
Danny the hybrid Harley jerking off with arthritis. Another episode, you niggas still writing pilots.
But you know what other collaborative track also kicks a lot of ass? Power by Das Racist. You've got Das Racist here, but then you've also got Despot and Danny Brown. And Danny Brown's feature, if we're going to talk about this in like terms of boxing, his hits thrown and landed is such a solid ratio on this track. You know, even just the beginning flurry of Danny the Hybrid hard like jerking off with arthritis. Another episode, you still writing pilots. I'm the big dog, usify your hydrant. The Big Mac, spend 1,000 on the islands. I mean, he just keeps going. I'm token violent, you're smoking Miley Cyrus. I tell my hoes what they want to hear, like I'm a psychic. Like, come on, man. That alone, that's like half his verse. And it's all hits. Like, this track goes off, but his feature excels in a way that is like the best harnessing of what I love about a Danny Brown feature in its leanest, hardest hitting form. It's on Power by Das Racist, a song explicitly named after the Kanye West song of the same name. It makes you wonder if it was supposed to be a song that sampled that. Does that exist? I mean, the motherfucker throws a triple entendre, it feels like, on this track, with bitches licking on the dick like it's Mr. Softy, blowing all on it like it's hot coffee. Like, yeah, that alone, that's like a bar. That's like a reference, because you blow on hot coffee. But also, GTA, hot coffee mod, it's gotta be. But that's insane, and that's a great aspect of this verse. Danny's just killing it. It's my favorite Danny Brown feature, bar none. And that's my list on Danny Brown features. Do you agree with my picks? Let me know your favorite Danny Brown features in the comments down below. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a like. If you want to see more of my music, gaming, and general nerdery content, be sure to subscribe. Special thanks to my patrons. Like I said, all the videos, all the like core filmed videos this week were all Patreon poll winners. And I really can't express enough how much I appreciate you guys showcasing me some love on there. It's fantastic. I really like it. In fact, as of recording this, I've recently crossed the 1540 line in subscribers, and that also really means a lot. So thank you guys for subscribing and continuing to check out the videos that I drop. It means a lot. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you again so very much for watching. I've been Viral Rack. You guys have good days, lives, and situations, and I'll see you another day.